Assalamu alaikum. Today I will be giving a talk on anger part 2. There are many statistics when it comes to anger that really show how prevalent anger is and how widespread it is when it spreads throughout any culture. Almost every society, every culture, every country, every state has a number of people that might have anger problems or some form of negative anger. Now, there might be some communities or cultures that are known to be much more gentle-hearted, nicer people, and much more forbearing in certain situations. But we would probably say that we find both in most societies, some more than less. One statistic on anger is 64% say the world is becoming an angrier place every year. By simply saying, the more people advance and go through life, the more society loses control of their anger. Almost 1/3 of people, 32%, say they have a close friend or family member who has trouble controlling their anger. This is very important because this kind of proves that almost everybody in life today probably knows someone that has an anger problem or has been affiliated with someone that does not know how to control their anger. And I believe that people that know that one person, or a few people that don't know how to control their anger, really knows that when a person does not know how to control their anger, it is very detrimental and it is very negative. Some people might even look at it and say, hey, this person is a person that really loses their temper, I do not want to be like them. Which can be positive for that person, but can be negative for the person that does not know how to control their anger. More than 1 in 10 people say that they have trouble controlling their anger themselves. This is assuming that the statistics was in America. About 12% is what they're saying. So out of 1 in 10 people that you see walking down the street, at least 1, almost 2, do not know how to control their anger. And that is a big problem. Or a problem by itself. Anger is one of those things that it seems like it's an emotional thing, but it can probably turn physical, where a person might get angry to a point where they get a headache, or they start sweating, or they can't really control themselves physically. A person that gets angry too much, too fast, might even do things, whereas getting in trouble with the law, or getting in trouble with family, or saying things that they don't want to say, and that can be very problematic. It is probably safe to say that a lot of crimes committed can be probably done out of anger, whereas if they were to stop and take a deep breath and collect their thoughts and learn how to rationally go through the problem, they would have probably been in a much better place. When it comes to the personality of anger, it is one of those things that, yes, a person might be angry as a child, but once they become an adult and they become accountable, it is very important to learn how to control their anger after that. For some people it might be easy, for some people it might be hard. There are some people that just little things in life might just really take them off and might be a really big pet peeve. I stated in another video, some good ways of dealing with stress is lowering yourself physically, whereas sitting down or laying down, trying to control stress, breathing techniques is very good. Getting yourself out of a situation helps out a lot. And one of my favorite ones is seeking professional help. It does not have to be a therapist, but it's best if it's a person that specializes in anger management or knows what is actually formally educated on what to do when the person gets angry. Anger is one of those things that it's been there since human history, since the time of Adam alayhi salam till today, and probably will be here until the end of time. Aristotle put a good quote when it comes to anger. Anybody can be angry, that's the easy part. However, to be angry with the right person, to the right degree, at the right time, for the right purpose, and in the right way, this response, that requires wisdom. So basically, anger in and of itself is not a 100% bad thing. Anger is almost needed in the human being in certain situations. A person cannot react to a traumatic situation unless they're angry, for example, in certain situations. If something bad happens and somebody's getting hurt, maybe it takes a little bit of anger to physically get the person off or to make the right decision and stop the situation. If a parent sees a kid continuously doing something bad, um, and needs to be rebuked for it, it's praiseworthy to get angry to a certain extent and stop the child from doing what he is doing. This can be applied with family and friends, society, and in a lot of different situations. So anger can be praiseworthy in certain situations, but most of the time, people just need to learn how to control their anger. If a person is fighting in a war or something, then maybe it is okay to become angry in times of self-defense. The Prophet, peace be upon him, also got angry in certain times. Maybe if somebody is breaking a commandment of God, then or the Prophet, peace be upon him, will get angry. If he sees something in society that needs to be changed and it is needed to become angry, then he'll become angry. But he will never get it to a point where he cannot control himself. It is always anger that might be quick to arise, but is very quick to dissipate at the same time, or quick to go away at the same time. So in Islam doesn't really say that you cannot get angry. It just says that maybe you should get angry in certain situations, but learn to control your anger. Because anger is a very big thing that people need to learn how to control in their lives. There are a lot of statistics on anger, and hopefully as time goes on, the more people educate themselves on trying to control their anger and basically changing for the better. I'm not too sure about how the societies will go from here on out, but hopefully it changes for the better. To recap, 64% say the world is becoming an angrier place, according to a certain statistic and opinion of a research center. About 1/3 of the people know somebody that gets angry all the time. This is kind of interesting, but if you were to sit down and think about it, it kind of makes sense because almost everyone can think of at least one person in their life or they've come across that has an anger problem. More than 1 in 10 people probably struggle with anger problems themselves. This is a little bit surprising, but probably it seems possible. Not only does anger affect the person, but it can lead the person to have high levels of stress, and that really is not good. When a person has a personality of getting angry all the time, it is important for him to learn techniques on how to control anger and seek professional help that will help him overcome being angry. Now, anger is not 100% bad. There are times when anger really is praiseworthy and may be recommended. When you see something bad or a crime going on or something not going well in society and it requires you to get angry, then it is okay to get angry and it's probably the right thing to do to get angry at the moment, as long as you're able to calm down very fast. Aristotle had a really good quote on anger stating that basically there are good ways to become angry with the right wisdom, and it is other ways to solve situations.